The following is a special presentation of Tony Kurre Radio. From hot dogs to cool kitties, this is Darkside of the Pooch.
Welcome back to the Dark Side of the Pooch, brought to you by Sasquatch Toys and Comics. A lot of people would say, why do you have a toy company? Why do you have a comic company that is actually promoting Dark Side of the Pooch, which is a veterinarian pet care kind of show? Wouldn't you ask that question, Doc? Wouldn't you say, what in the world? Is it Hulk? Is it Hulkamania? Is it Spider-Man? Could we say Spider-Man? Is that some kind of... No, the guy who actually runs Sasquatch used to run Ed's Pet World, which is no longer. His name is Seth Cosby, a good friend of mine, and he no longer has that business. It is closed, but he opened up this other business in lieu of that, and so we thought we'll just move it over there, and he's doing really well, and people love Darkside of the Pooch, and so that's why we have that. It is over 300,000 comics right there on Citation Lane in Homewood. You want to go to a toy store that you've never been through, the cards, widgets, you name it, they got it. It's unbelievable, the stuff they have. And of course, we always do it with the Rossbridge Animal Hospital, 208-0301. I stopped by just about an hour ago to see you because my dog needs a bath. And of course, now if you're going to get a dog a bath at a PetSmart or something like that, what do you need to have? They got to make sure they're vaccinated, baby. They got to make sure they have their shots. And today we got our 3-year rabies shot. Tell me exactly what my dog just got taken care of for, and what does that protect him from? He got a killed rabies vaccine, which means there's no live virus in there, because that, could be potentially dangerous. Yeah. So it's a killed vaccine that is going to keep him from getting rabies should he be exposed for the next 3 years. Nice. And the reason it's important is because if you have an unvaccinated dog that bites someone, that person can, by law, force you to euthanize your pet and have its brain tested for rabies, because that's the only way to test for rabies. It's a post-mortem exam. There's no way to test for it before the pet dies. So that's why it has to be done. And because, wherever an animal is getting groomed, the last thing that the owner of that place wants to do is say, hey, you have to put your pet down. Yeah, your pet bit our employee. It's not vaccinated, and the employee is very freaked out about this. And rather than doing a 10-day quarantine period, they're going to make you test the brain today, which they can do. Hear that, Rainer? That means you get to bite them. So my dog's good to bite then. Yeah, bite them. You see, he's licked his lips. Bite those people at the grooming salon. My boy wouldn't do that anyway. So there you have it. It's great. Have you seen? And I think it's really interesting. These anti-vaxxers, these knuckleheads. I'll tell like it is. We've all been getting vaccinated forever. It's all good. I know occasionally there's some people that think, and I think 1 out of 1 trillion people end up getting, some type they're on the spectrum or something. Next thing you know, they're saying it's from a vaccine. I don't know. I really don't care, but you do your kids, just keep them away from mine if you don't have your kids vaccinated. Now, of course, we're seeing the measles pop up, but since we've had this onslaught of anti-vaccination thing since the COVID thing, have you seen more people not vaccinate their pets because of that? I don't think so. I think we've always had, you've always had a small percentage that is against vaccines. I mean, maybe there's been like a slight increase, but nothing that I would say is crazy, unless people just aren't coming in anymore because of it, which is possible. Maybe they're not coming in and we're not having the conversation. Wellness visits have declined over the last 2 to 3 years by a decent percentage. Why is that, you think? Well, I think it is the probably inflation for everything else that people have to pay for. Mm-hmm. I think that it is also the cost of veterinary care, to be honest with you. And if people don't have a perception of value that we're giving them when they're coming in for wellness visits, then they may not come back. So far this year, we have had a 10% increase in our number of visits, which is great. I mean, we try to do the absolute best job we can, and we try to let people know the benefits to coming in and having what would be considered a well pet examined twice a year. We try to do a good job and show people why they're doing that. And make it worth their time and their money. But, there may be other
people across the country that aren't doing that.
It's amazing too, because I think this is a horrible analogy, but I think about changing the oil in my car. I tell my kid, like, I don't care what you got to do. Make sure you change your oil every 3,000 miles. Do not wait to 6,000. Do not. I'm just telling you. And if you do that preventative care, it's amazing how much you save down the road. I mean, you can either pay for it now, you can pay the $75 for an oil job now, or you can pay $7,000 for a new engine down the road. It's just, and it seems that way with animals as well. Normally, whether it's flea, heartworm, tick, whatever, if you bring them in for the 3,000 miles and get that wellness check, it's not, when you do the grand math, it's probably a few bucks a year. Your animal's going to love you for it. They're going to be healthier for it, and they're probably going to have less issues down the road. Correct?
Well, my dog just turned 15. Wow. And he's a 45, 50 pound mixed breed dog. I have given him every vaccine that he has needed since we picked him up when he was 6 weeks old.
Yeah.
He has been the healthiest dog I've ever had. Mm-hmm. The only medical issue he has ever had is an occasional bout of diarrhea because he gets it in the trash.
Yeah.
I had to remove a foreign body from his stomach because he ate a bunch of hair bands one time.
Nice.
And he has had one ear infection. He has had no chronic illnesses of any kind. And so could it be his genetics? Yes.
Yeah.
But, he has not missed a vaccine. He's 15 years old and he's doing great. Now, I think that a lot of these animals, like you can blame vaccines on. There's a lot of things you can blame vaccines on. Okay. Like, oh, well, I've got an 8-year-old Yorkie and it died and I vaccinated it a bunch. And I think it was the vaccines.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Or, I've got a 4-year-old dog and he died too soon. And I think he got cancer because of the vaccines. Okay, fine. But there's also a lot to be said about breeding. And, some of these breeds, they have disease. They have congenital disease that they're born with. So, I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah, God created man, and men turn into scientists. And thank goodness we have scientists who their entire life study medicine and study these, groups and placebo effect types of things. And I believe in scientists. You know what I mean? And if they say the vaccinations are safe or this is what my dog needs, then I'm going to go with that. Just like if you want a radio show, you come to Tony Kurre. You want a vaccination, you go to see Dr. Rapp. He knows what he's doing. So keep that in mind. Hey, I saw another commercial. It's funny. Burt Ward, you know who Burt Ward is?
Man, is he? That's not Robin.
That is right? Robin. Yeah, Robin. I saw. It's weird because I don't see the commercials very much, but him and his, I guess his wife or Tracy Ward, they started that Gentle Giants dog food. Have you ever seen their commercials? No. I saw one. I've seen it on. I pull up a lot of pet news, so I get a lot. But it's Gentle Giants, petproducts.com if you want to get it. And if you go to it, it's a picture of him sitting around like 12 of his dogs. He's got like all these dogs. And the youngest one is 17. There's a 25, a 24, a 22, a 23, a 20-year-old. And he says it's all because of their premium, all natural, non-GMO pet food brand created by Robin from Batman and his wife. Designed to maximize pet longevity and health. It features high quality ingredients without fillers, corn, wheat, blah, 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 blah. What's going on there? Well, first of all, do animals actually live that long? Obviously they do. Go pull. But I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if I like humans. I don't know if I want my dog living that long. Because at 25, seriously, is that even possible?
What would Robin's character say?
Robin looks like he must be eating that food. Yeah.
Holy old dog, Batman. Like, I don't know what he would say.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay, I'm sure it's a great food. But I mean, the dogs didn't live that long because they ate the food. I'm not sure how long Bert's food has been in operation, but it hasn't been 25 years. So it's not like he's been feeding these dogs the food the whole time. I'm sure it's a great food. If you feed that food to your dog, do not plan on it living to 25 years old.
No, he's sitting there. I'm looking at a picture. His oldest dog was 29.
Yeah.
Maybe Batman. Maybe Robin can't do math.
I'd like to see the vet records.
Yeah, I would tend to want to do that as well.
I'd like to see the vet records.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I like Burt.
You know who else has a dog food that I saw the other day? Oh, by the way, I did see the eyelash bug commercial. Like, the day after
dude, is that nasty or what? Is that on the?
Yeah, it's really funny.
What is that? And that's not new. That's had to be out for a long time. That's disgusting.
Yeah, they just found something to market, and they found something to kill what they want to market. So, but Katherine Heigl has a dog food out now. Have you seen Katherine Heigl's dog food commercials?
No.
Yeah.
What is she doing?
Katherine Heigl. I don't know. Apparently not doing a lot of acting.
Grey's Anatomy. She's doing. She's not only doing dog commercials. She's also doing general vagina wash. Some type of thing for the hoochie hoochie. Yeah, she's doing Vagisil. Okay. She's doing a Vagisil commercial because she used to be a doctor on TV.
All right. Well, she has formulated her own dog food now, and so now she's got the same kind of commercial as Bert. I guess that's just what you do. You just pay somebody to market and brand some pet food for you when you don't have anything else to do.
Yeah, I guess you charge way too much for it, and it's like I don't even look at see what the price is. It's never they never have a BOGO at Publix on dog food. I wish they had a BOGO. Now, sometimes they'll have a BOGO like on M&Ms or something like that, or Ben and Jerry's. They had a BOGO on Ben and Jerry's the other day. I was like, no way, Ben and Jerry's. I was like, sweet. I mean, because normally it's not stuff you really want to buy, but they've never done a BOGO on Purina. That would be the day that. Eddie, it'd be like cousin Eddie when they're walking through the store on Christmas vacation. He's getting what's the old Roy? He's just getting back.
Yeah, old
Roy dog food. He's like, hey, we came in town on fumes. We just hang with it. And he's bringing all the dog food. It's kind of crazy. All right, final question for you, and then I'll get to some emails. info@TonyCurryRadio.net. What's up with the shiny coats? My mom used to make scrambled eggs for the family, and she'd always make 2 extra eggs for the dog. He'd eat right out of a skillet, and she said it was good for his coat. It'd make the coat shinier, and she said it left him shedless. He wouldn't shed as much when he ate eggs. True or not?
I think it's probably more of an old wives' tale. But I mean, there are things that you can give them that make their coat shinier. Fish oil capsules, really? Makes the coat shiny and a little healthier. But they also, there's also a compound in eggshells that a company within the last 5 years has put into a joint supplement. It's not like they're crushing up eggshells. That's not what I mean. Mm-hmm. But they are deriving their product. It has something to do with eggshells in some way that's in the product. And I would not recommend that you grind up eggshells and feed them to your dog. But this company has figured out that eggshells are good for joint health. So they have somehow incorporated that into a joint chew. So at least they say it does. Who knows if it actually does.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. A brush also works.
Yeah.
If you brush your dog, it's amazing how good your dog will look if you just brush your dog once in a while. Most dogs don't like to be brushed, but if you brush your dog, it's pretty amazing. I will say this, it's amazing too, because I'm taking my dog in tomorrow, and one of the reasons I'm doing is he is shedding unlike I've ever seen him shed before. Is there a reason why? And he's turning 9, I think. I'm bringing him for a wellness check in May. But I've never remembered him shedding like he is right now. What's up with that? Is there a time during a dog where they start losing hair like we do?
I mean, naturally they lose hair during certain times of the year, and it's not always during the same season. It's not like all dogs are losing hair at the same time, but they can go through certain times of year where they lose a lot of hair. And as long as they're not leaving bald spots, then it's normal shedding. So nothing that you have to worry about as long as there's not big areas where there's no hair or any areas where there's no hair.
That's not a good thing. All right. Final question is, and what was I going to ask you? It was about dogs, and I had one other question, and it had something to do with humans. I can't remember. I'll think about it. Info@TonyCurryRadio.net.
You need some eggshells. Might help
need something that's going to help me remember what the deal is. It has something to do with human beings, and if human beings get it done, then why can't dogs get it done? I don't remember, but I'll figure it out. But my dog is very, very happy, by the way, to have seen you. He loves that area because I walk Ross Bridge at least 3 or 4 days a week, and so he was jonesing to get out of the car. And I didn't say WLAK. And so we passed it up and he's like looking over his shoulder going, wait, what? And then all of a sudden he realized that Dr. Rab's office was on the other side. He's like, oh, you got to be kidding me, dude.
You missed the stop. Stop was back there.
Yeah, it's back there. What are you doing back there? It's not a good thing. Info TonyCurryRadio.net. We have a couple of questions here about kitty cats. Julie wants to know, she's got a friend of hers who said that she had her cat's ears cropped. Do cats ever have their ears cropped? She said, I know some dogs do, but she said, why would a cat have its ears cropped?
No, I don't. That's not something that needs to be done because cats' ears always stand up no matter what.
Right.
So yeah, the reason you have dogs' ears cropped is because you want them to stand up. So think about Great Danes, like Scooby-Doo. So Scooby's ears stand up like this.
Yeah.
But Great Danes that don't have their ears cropped, their ears are like this.
Yeah.
So same way with Rottweilers. I'm sorry, same way with Dobermans. Dobermans, everyone sees the ears like this because they're cropped. It's surgery. But if you don't have them, their ears are like this.
So if they're not cropped, they always stay down, or do they ever go up? When they get excited, they go up, right?
There are a few breeds whose ears stand up naturally, like Westies.
Yeah.
Westies, Schnauzers. Those ears aren't cropped; they're up.
Yeah.
But Great Danes, Dobermans, if you want those ears to stand up, they have to get cropped. But cats' ears always stand up. You don't have to do anything to cats' ears for them to stand up.
Yeah, no doubt. I've never seen.
Sometimes cats' ears will go back. Sometimes they'll go back, and that's because they're really angry. But then they're always going to come back up like that.
Yeah, but I've never seen a cat's ears down. To come to think of it, that's because they
make one mad.
Yeah. That's probably
make one mad, and they'll fold back on the top of their head like this.
Yeah, that's not good. Info TonyCurryRadio.net. Tabitha wants to know what's the largest litter of kittens you've ever given birth to.
But me personally, I've never given birth to a kitten.
Really?
So the most that I've ever given birth to is 0. But because I'm a male human, so I don't give birth to cats. But the biggest litter that I've ever seen give birth is actually really small. It's 3. Because if you are bringing a cat in that's having trouble birthing kittens, there's probably, a reason for that. And the reason that I saw it was that the cats were super big. So she didn't have many of them. But cats are really good at like birthing their own babies. We don't ever see them. Like they do that all in the wild.
Yeah. No, that's probably a good thing. Tim wants to know about pet rabbits. I know you don't really do rabbits. I'm sure you've probably done something with a rabbit at some point in your life.
Let's make something up. I'll just make something up.
Yeah, let's make something up. Good pets, bad pets. I know Easter's come around the corner. A lot of people like to get rabbits. I had a couple rabbits for a while. I think for the most part, like my chinchillas, they're super fun when you first get them. You want to hold them, and unless you do that every single week, they will get kind of wild on you. Next thing you know, you got them. I built my own rabbit cage, and they just stayed outside in thunderstorms the whole 9 yards. Cleaned out the thing every couple of weeks because there's all this little poop pellets and stuff like that. But rabbits, pretty good pets, and are they easy to domesticate?
Rabbits can be great pets. I've never owned one, but they're a lot like cats in some ways. You can train them to use a litter box.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah, you can train them to use a litter box, so that's great. You don't have to worry about walking them. You don't have to worry about them making a huge mess in your house, just like cats in that way. You can do home diets with bunnies. You can buy commercial diets for bunnies. If you want a pet that's going to live a long time, probably bunnies is not where it's at. But you can have a bunny live 10 years.
Yeah.
So you could also have a bunny live like 4 or 5 years. You just got to be careful it doesn't get outside. Because if it gets outside, it's not coming back to you. And bunnies are not they're not survivalist. They're not cats. Cats can live forever.
Yeah. There's a family that lives off of Caldwell Mill Road, and they have floppy ears. And if you drive by occasionally, you'll see like 6 or 7 floppy ear rabbits in their front yard, and they're just by themselves. It's the most bizarre thing. You're like, so did I just see a floppy ear rabbit and they're just hanging out? And I don't know if they're tamed that way. They go back into the cage or whatever, but they just come out and they walk around for a little bit and then they go back in their thing. I guess they're trained to know when they go back in when they get fed, I guess.
Yeah, maybe so. But, in my experience, if a cat or if a bunny gets out and you don't know it for a little while, and they kind of scurry off into the bushes back there, forget it.
Final one, and I know you got a lot going on. It's already 20 minutes in. It's crazy. Info at TonyCurryRadio.net. Johnny recently was given a goat. He lives near Tuscaloosa. And he said, I never thought I'd like a goat, but it was given to him as kind of a joke. And now he loves the goat. He said it was a sports analogy. Someone gave him a goat, greatest of all time. He said, but if his goat ever gets sick, where would he take a goat to get looked after? And he said, could I bring it by the Rossbridge Animal Hospital? You look at a goat, wouldn't you? You look at a goat, wouldn't you?
I would give it my best shot. Yeah. I would give it my absolute best shot. But there are ambulatory veterinarians that do quote unquote food animal. So a goat is considered a food animal. Yeah. Because you can get milk from goats, you can get meat from goats. They're
ever had goat meat?
Yeah, I have. I had some in November, and it was an Indian dish, and it was delicious. Yeah, so good.
Goat's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very good. But yeah, there are ambulatory food animal vets that could really do a good job taking care of it if he didn't want someone like me to have to break up in a textbook just to tell you how to do anything with a goat. Yeah,
the goats are pretty. Goats, their stomachs are seriously like iron. It's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing what I mean. You talk about cans and stuff like that. They really do eat just about anything, and they're resilient animals.
They're cool.
And if you want, if you don't care about your backyard, go get yourself some goats. But once you get a goat, your backyard will never look the same. It'll be destroyed. And they climb trees. They will get out. They're ornery. They're very ornery animals. They're fun. They're a blast. But it's always good if your neighbor has a goat, go enjoy their goats. It's like swimming pools. You don't need your own swimming pool. Just find a neighbor with a swimming pool and go swim in their pool because it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, there's no goating back.
No goating back. Brought to you by Sasquatch Toys and Comics. Over 300,000 comics. Everything from Evel Knievel toys and stuff from the 50s, 60s. If it's unopened in a box and it's in your cellar, please call them or check them out. SasquatchToys.com. They're fantastic. They do cards, the whole 9 yards. And of course, my good friend Seth runs the joint. It's fantastic work. Tell people how they can find you, my friend. I'll let you fly.
You can find us on Facebook, Rossbridge Animal Hospital. You can call us at 208-0301, or you can email us, rossbridgeanimalhospital@gmail.com.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Thanks, bud.
This has been a special presentation of Tony Curry Radio.